I'm gonna do a video today following a Bob Ross tutorial. So we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna talk about just how I got into it, my experience with it, why I'm getting back into it. I think it's more like an entry for myself so I could look back at. But then also I kind of just I want you guys to know too, so there's that. Okay, so we'll get started. I set up here some stuff that I had from college. Some of the paints, like these ones. Just like a little cup of water. Burlington, I think it was. This cardboard. Paintbrushes are from like DD's or Ross. Specifically like a more oval shaped type of painting that he has. Although it comes out 3D in his painting, I'm not going to do that because it's kind of small. So we're gonna start. I don't have any of the colors that he's saying, well, at least most of them. Phthalo green, but he wanted sap green. Yellow ochre, cadmium red, bright red, black, white, cadmium yellow, crimson. I don't have Van Dyke brown, so I'm just gonna mix whichever ones I see, burnt sienna and phthalo blue. So most of these are from when I was in college. These ones I got on Amazon. Got this from the dollar store. This is more like friendly if you guys want to do it, like you guys are doing it on a budget. I know some people I know don't like using these types. They're like very specific, but it shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys are gonna hear Pepita in the background eating and drinking water. Okay, so first we're gonna start with crimson. And he has a bigger brush. Oh my god. These are kind of untouched for like months or even like years. Just a little bit because I don't want to waste too much. So his brush looks pretty big. My canvas is small, so I don't really clean my brushes really good. Pepita, you decide to eat right now so loudly. She doesn't understand English, she only understands Spanish.
Fire. All we want to do is have a nice there.
This is gonna be so bad. It's already started bad.
So it gets lighter.
This is already bad.
You have a nice pinkish little sky. A finger. We just go right into a little titanium white and touch, and just take your finger and draw a little circle. That's all there is to it.
Where did he put it?
You can put a sun if it's all.
To put white for the sun?
There. And very lightly. 3 hairs and some air. You can just go across and blend it in. And you're all fixed up. We can wash your brush now.
I like it when he slaps it.
Give it a little shape. Just do the other. All right.
I can't do it, it's too wet.
Like
Crimson.
and a little touch of phthalo blue. So we have
How do people catch up to him painting? I always have to pause it. But back then, I got the phthalo blue and he's mixing it.
Now put a little white out here.
He also used white.
If it's the color you want.
Looks like a light purple.
Blue, such more
Ah! He mixed it into a beautiful color that I don't know. I'll put this aside.
fan brush.
Put this aside.
There we go.
Put white in here.
Touch
Mix
this
it.
color.
Way too much.
Bunch.
Kind of bluish.
Let's go right up here.
Damn it!
Some happy
I made it way
clouds.
too blue. Dark.
Little paint.
Oh my god. I'm not good at this at all. Oh, I should have used a different brush.
Maybe this cloud comes. Maybe it comes all the
It's
way
really
up.
dark. It's really dark.
Tiny little circles.
Those who are good at
Whatever you
following him are good at painting. I envy you.
Here's another one.
I can't do this.
So see,
Okay.
you can just put layer after layer after layer of little clouds here.
We'll fix this at the end. We'll see.
This is a very, just get introduced to this.
Did you guys hear that? He said if this is your guys' first painting, this is a good one to do. I'm already behind.
Make
I'm a
some
little sick.
flowers that just live right in here. See, just let your imagination take you wherever you want to go.
Okay.
And easy.
He said wherever my imagination wants me to go, so I'm just gonna do wherever.
Carefully here, I'll cover all pink.
really trying
You
to
can also
eliminate
soften it if you want
all
your
the
cloud to be a
dark.
little softer. The more you blend it,
Let me put water in it.
there.
It's too dark. I don't want to put more dark. I'm just gonna just wet it and try to take out as much as I can, or probably
Color.
add white to it.
Move it. Now maybe there's a cloud or two here. That's
Really dark clouds. I think I should do the opposite and just put.
So it makes this cloud look like it's darker and stronger.
I'm just gonna strip these down. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but we'll fix this. We'll fix this at the end. Okay, these look really dark.
Depth in your skies, not just one flat.
I'm gonna have to use more white into it.
Beautiful little things happening. There's another that floats right down in here.
Just a little bit more white. Make it seem.
Now we go back to our large brush
Ooh,
and lightly blend
white.
these.
A little bit lighter.
Yeah, let's blend and bring together. And
Ha, he's going too fast. How do people catch up to him when it
very
was
gently, very
during
gently,
TV time?
just blend the entire sky.
Do, 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 do.
And a super way to make a very effective little sky. And you can do it. Okay. Shoot, that's so much fun. Let's keep going.
That looks nothing alike.
Color instead with the fan brush.
No.
Just load both sides full color.
Okay, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take my time. Try and fix this part because this looks really bad. What am I gonna do? The finger method did not work. I'm gonna fix the sun because there's too much layering onto it. So I grabbed like a thinner brush, just got from the tube, and I'm gonna, I think you could see, I'm gonna just fill in by making the perfect circle. You just have to, without touching it, just like imagine where the circle is and then feel comfortable, and then that's when you hit the pencil. Or you could just go straight to the paper, do a bunch of circles, and then kind of like squint and then erase the lines that kind of don't make, like they make it too oval, too stretched. I don't know, that's at least how they taught me at school. But clearly I'm not using that method right now because this is not good. So Bob Ross, I grew up a lot with Bob Ross. I would watch it in my sister's room. I think it would start at like 4 p.m. if I remember correctly. And she had like those old TV sets. And we would watch it. We wouldn't even follow along. We would just watch. And my dad was really good at drawing. He was really good. Each person has their own art style, so like definitely my dad had his own art styles, and then he taught me how to draw certain animals, so I kind of just continued to draw as a kid. Every kid draws, but I grew up kind of wanting to be like an artist. So because my clouds are too dark and his were lighter, and then he went in with darker, I'm not gonna go darker. I'm gonna go straight to I'm gonna leave the dark as is, and I'm gonna put the lighter ones, the lighter clouds. So I'm gonna put white onto this mixture that I already did. Oh, I think I should use brush. I don't really pay much attention to which brushes I use. You should. Or at least they tell you that you should. It does help a lot. I would make a bunch of little like comics at home, little stories. Then high school came and got serious. I applied to San Francisco State for film because I didn't know what to do. But all I knew is that I wanted to do something in the entertainment industry. And then I applied for animation illustration in SJSU. Those were like the only two schools I applied to because I said if not, then just gonna get a job. I got accepted to both. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up going to San Jose State because for San Francisco it was gonna be hell for transportation for me at least. Dorming, of course, is definitely not an option for me financially. What I did was I went to San Jose State. I felt immediately out of place because I didn't know how serious it was to get into animation illustration, and I'm gonna be honest, I had probably the worst years of my life because it really put me into like a deep, deep depression of constant comparison. I did experience bullying, which is weird because, or old enough to know better. So immediately in the first semester, I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have any money. One class was, I believe, $350 just for one out of the 8 classes I was taking. I would start at 7:30 a.m. and leave at like 7 p.m. So, and I would work in between classes at school, working in school. So I didn't have any money. I had to borrow from my parents, or my siblings helped me out just for one class, $350. And then I had another class that required another $350. It was expensive. And then on top of that, I didn't know you need to have a laptop. I thought, not give you, they would lend you a laptop for class sessions. I actually ended up getting made fun of by a girl. And again, this was my first experience. I had a hard time making friends. I made friends in class, but not close enough to hang out outside. I already messed up. So I got made fun of by this one girl who asked me if, she asked me, how did you get into animation if you came in with a certain GPA? Because apparently you have to come in with like a 3.8, 4.0 GPA. I came in with like a 3.6, I believe, which is really good. But she said that it wasn't enough for me to be there. And she said to my face that I took her friend's spot because she came in with the 4.0 GPA. And then she was like, well, did you show a portfolio? And I said, no, I didn't say that we needed to submit anything like that. And she's like, well, if you came in with that GPA and you didn't submit with the portfolio, like, how the hell did you get in? And then this was in front of other girls. And then she's like, what's your ethnicity? And I said, well, I'm Latina, Hispanic, in that range. And, well, I told her, I just told her that, I'm Latina. And she goes, maybe that's why they chose you, because they definitely needed the demographics. You barely make 2% in animation of it. Okay. I felt so off. I thought she was gonna be a friend. Of course, I already had a hard time. I'm trying to be nice to her, and she immediately attacks me like that. And that girl ended up also making fun of me based off my computer, which the professor, ended up having a talk with her to don't mention my resources. He said, not everyone can afford the same things you do. And then finals came, and of course my laptop decides to break down because it couldn't support too much of the space. Finals week, everything gets deleted even though I have backup saved, but my laptop completely shut down. It stopped functioning. So I emailed the professor on my phone, and he said, you know what, it's okay, take your time. If you could give it to me like the following week, not our finals week, but the following week. And so I ended up skipping school an entire day and just work on it at a McDonald's and redo everything. And it was like 4 different assignments, and I printed it out, each page a certain size, but I guess I miscalculated because when I printed them out they were smaller. And I showed up to finals. She was the one chosen to do my final, to critique it. She brings up a ruler. She says, it's like she doesn't even try. So the professor, again, knowing it was from me, he goes to talk to her and tell her once again, you need to lower your voice. And I blacked out. That's all I heard. He said that she shouldn't be too specific because, without saying my name, he said this person had their computer shut down. And she said, well, why didn't they save it on their files? I know, Pepita, I know. It's sad. And I'm going to continue with the painting because I already kind of gave up on that one.
I'm just going to take and push in a little bit of color. Just push it. Let the bristles sort of bend upward.
A little bit of pink, so I'm going to put pinks in there. I'm going to use this brush. Come on, Pepita. I'm going to use this brush. The first step was the crimson, right? So he has a little bit more pink here, and the clouds kind of drift off into a lighter color, so I'm just going to do the painting like that. It's not, no, do my best. Pepita. Anyways, I got bullied by a girl, and she had a talk with the professor multiple times. Did she apologize to me? No. Did she get mad at me when me and her were up against something and my assignment ended up getting chosen? Yes. I got bullied by a person. And then my teachers later out throughout the year, some professors ended up yelling at me and asking me if I deserved to be in animation illustration or in that class, because they said that it seems as if I don't try, even though I tried my hardest. They said that they also said that I took someone a valuable spot, that I did not deserve to be there, and they said at this point change your major. Fast forward, I had an extremely painful experience going on at home. I told my professors exactly what was going on. I had a family member, I was like a caregiver for them. It was terminally ill. Like, they only had a few months left to live. So, really struck me. I was their official caregiver. Mainly hard. Like, you guys, when you say caregiving, you're just like, people probably just think like, oh, you just, you take care of them, you give them food. No, it involved heavy work. And it was just me alone physically doing the labor for it. Those little things that you could just do yourself, this person could not do. So, I told my professors what was going on for animation. I had 2 animation courses that year. And one of them said, take your time. In fact, I'll give you an incomplete so that way you can give me your work done by fall. Like, I'll give you like an entire 6 months to complete the work and give it to me when you're done. The other professor said, I'm sorry to hear what's been going on. I cannot give you another extension. In fact, I advise you to change majors. How is it that these 2 people are from the same department, are actually next door, neighbor, like, teachers, and one of them is telling me, I completely understand, don't worry about it, I'll give you 6 months to finish the work. Meanwhile, the other one is telling me, change your major, because no, I cannot give you a week extension on one assignment. Just one. Okay, so I cried. 2 or 3 friends there, but they also got heavily bullied. They ended up changing major, they ended up skipping an entire year, or they ended up changing schools. Leaving, so I was left alone, and then when I didn't have them, I ended up changing my major. In fact, I ended up going to counseling services at school, where they advised me, hey, you're not crazy, that's actually illegal. I don't know why they said that. And then she asked me, what are the names? And I tell her the names of these professors, and she goes, oh, they have a bad reputation. A lot of students come in here and they also change their major for animation because of the same. Okay, if there's so many students who complained anonymously and these teachers are still working here, my complaint will mean nothing. it will mean nothing. A rep, they're still working there, so it doesn't make any difference. So I'm up for outside therapy services and psychiatry because of, first of all, what I was going through at home, and also because of school, the bullying and everything. So anyways, I changed my major to design studies. The design students are way more chill. The teachers are way cooler, way more nice and understanding. I also signed up for theater classes. I enjoyed it a whole lot. I ended up minoring in theater, and I also ended up minoring in Spanish and minoring in deaf education. And I had the most fun in all of those aside from. My last year was definitely like my best year because the only courses I would take would be deaf education courses. Really fun. Anything that got me out of the animation, art, design, building, I enjoyed. I had so much anxiety. I would constantly skip classes. I would stay at home or go somewhere else. I would work really hard on all these assignments. I wouldn't sleep. It was bad. I would go to the ER multiple times because I was malnourished. Those who take therapy understand that, or at least you start off by meeting once a month, and then it got really bad where they had to see me once a week, and not only that, they had to call me an additional time. So basically it's 2 times a week they would call me because school was just terrible. They were bullying me. I felt so worthless. The teachers were not giving me any support. And then the things that I had at home, it was way too much. It was so bad. So then I graduated, and then I was too scared to pick up a pencil or draw because I constantly have the thoughts and just reminders that my teachers would say, a kind of traumatic experience just getting back into art or drawing just in general. I thought I wasn't good enough. There was constantly comparison. The constructive criticism was not constructive. I was not crazy. I had a few friends who were also going through the same. They ended up leaving. I had no friends. I would take up extra shifts at work just to avoid going to classes. Teachers were mean to me. Like, it was the most horrible experience. I hated going to college. I felt like I didn't want to. I had a talk with my parents at one time. They were extremely disappointed. It turned out into arguments where I told them I did not want to continue any type of studies. I hated everything. Of course, this is just my experience. This is what I went through, what exactly happened in my eyes. So, I would cry all the time. I wouldn't sleep. It was very bad. I lost a lot of weight, and then I gained too much weight, and then I just kept losing it, and it affected me like everywhere, mentally, physically, emotionally. I felt very unworthy, and just now I'm getting back into it, now that I'm not in school, now that no one is pressuring me. I don't have to hear someone or just, shame me or yell at me. So I'm getting back into it slowly. I'm not good, so this is my progress on it. So yeah. Okay.
Touching the midnight black.
Are you guys seeing the difference? This looks nothing. I tried to fix it,
Let's come right in here.
and I can't. So anyways, he grabbed some phthalo blue with this type of brush, but my brush is broken. And he said to put it on the lightest part. I'm most likely gonna do it here. And he said to brush up to make it look like trees, but also brush down. It won't come out the same, so props to those who actually make it come out the same. So let's see. I just put 2 on this side. So I'm gonna do it different. So he just put it on one side. I'm gonna try and do it on both sides. This. And the other one like this. The line. Grab a little bit more crimson. This brush is really bad because it's not supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be like this. But no mistakes. There's no mistakes, just happy accidents. And then he said, drag down. Maybe my teachers were right. Maybe my teachers were right. Nah, I'm trying to break that habit of thinking. I know I did pretty good work. Some. But trust me, there was a bunch of people who were at my level. So it made me feel a little bit better that there was actual people who were there to learn just like me. Okay, so far what he did was grab crimson, not crimson, I'm sorry, phthalo blue and a little bit of black, and mix it, and I believe there was a tint of white, so I'm mixing those because you're gonna make water reflections. So what he's doing is just dragging it down here where the trees are at to add the reflections. Mine kind of got erased because it was still kind of wet. But anyways, here I am. It's a little too dark, so I'm gonna add white. Water it a bit. Just keep on dragging. Oh, I do have a clumps of midnight black. Let me go ahead and mix it again, which is white. The blue I have, and black. So I'm gonna grab to the side here the white, the phthalo blue, a little bit of black. We'll see how it comes out. He had it kind of dark, but I'm gonna whiten it a bit because I have too much darks in my painting. But even though it's not the same as his, I'm kind of liking it because, yeah, I am starting to regret things. So he's doing a mountain. I kind of don't want a mountain in mine. I kind of like it the way that it is. Like I put half and half, and then like there's nothing there because it's just like it goes further in. The water should be a little bit more clear, I guess, but the painting. So this is not this. I'm just gonna tweak it a little bit. It needs a lot of work, but I'm happy with it. From far, it looks pretty good. From far, even further away. It's my little paintings that I have. I did that. The moon looks pretty bad. Like a little story. That's like a little story. Artist, Joyce Lee, I believe. I have that. That's the other Bob Ross I tried to do. Really come out good. I followed a tutorial from Sincerely Art, which is now Giselle is the artist, is her name. So I did that, and I did that with Ariana when we went to like an art teaching type of class. Oops. So anyways, yeah, slowly getting back into the feeling of art. So this is what I have so far. I used Bob Ross tutorial. Didn't really turn out exactly like how he did it. Needs tweaking, so. Okay, so I did a little bit more of details, but I think this is as far as it goes because I don't know what else to do to fix it, but I think it looks pretty decent. Not exactly a Bob Ross following tutorial, but I did something, so I could be better, but I'm proud of it. Remember, everything is progress, so I'm gonna add that to my wall. So anyways, thanks. Okay, alright, bye.